Yeah, in this episode, I go ahead and get visited by a fritillary. I have several furry friends come around and supervise while a wren sits there and mocks menacingly. I build up some walls. I put some sheetrock on. I do some mud. I play with some mud. I put some mud down on the ground. I fill some holes with mud. I finally start an extension and an expansion. And in all this time, it all encapsulates over a 2 week period. And I hope you enjoy this thing because I'll tell you what, I am tired and I'm out. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut that line right there, that white drain line. I'm going to put this on it using that connector right there, all temporary. And then it's going to drain into this box. That'll allow me to move this line. That'll allow me to move this line backwards and forwards. Right behind it, I'm going to drill a 1-inch hole. Probably, none of my hole saws, because they're bigger than that, are, I wanted a 1 1/8, but I don't even have anything that's above that except for my drill bits. I don't know if I don't want running there. Anyhow, I'm going to rough cut right through it. It's going to come out as a 1-inch hole. I'll try to widen it, I don't know. And then I'll cut this using the same thing. I'll mount it and stick a pipe through there. And then yeah, that ain't fitting at all. So now, instead of having it through the roof like that, I have it coming out through there. I feel good about that up there. So it's Friday evening, and I think I'm gonna maybe I'm not gonna bring the vacuum over because it's buried somewhere out there. I think I'm gonna do something recreational. So this is Dave with Saving Our Sanctuary. I haven't said it in a long time, so like, subscribe, tell everyone, share, all that cool stuff. Give me some comments. I get a few, but not a whole lot. And yeah, enjoy your weekend. And I am out. An 1/8 on both sides.
Yeah, that's correct.
And then what's the height? 40 and 1/8?
39 and 5/8.
Is that the one here? That which panel is that?
It's
the last
one we just did.
And it was 39
and 5/8.
5/8. Okay, so it's 78 and 1/8.
That is correct. And those are the numbers you said. So if they're wrong, you were wrong.
Cool. Sorry about the air conditioning and stuff, but here it is. I know there's not a lot of good lighting, but it's the lighting I got at the moment. It will improve. However, this is the first one done. As far as putting sheetrock up, yeah, you know I haven't done all that stuff, but I will real soon. This one will be done in a minute. I'm waiting for my wife for this one I'd like to do, but there's no way I'm going to do it with all those piles here until I have... The idea is this. I sort out this wall and this wall, and then we start moving this stuff over that way. I can sort out that wall, which I think we're going to do today too. I just have to move that little bit there. I just moved it over there. And then yeah, taping and painting is the next, and I only have one tape on each one because I'm going to be trimming up the sides, and I got paint, you know, that sort of stuff. All that stuff up there is where my waterways and my electrical are going, and you see I have my PEX B coming in now. Not complete. This is the area where it stops, where I need to extend it for the cold water. I haven't done hot water yet. I'm just trying to work out the cold water stuff right now. And then of course the electrical, which is going to run above it. And I do have it. I think the first junction will be right there. Okay guys, this is the result of Sunday. Yeah, I know it's not very bright. Look, we've got walls. So yeah, we got walls. Don't mind the electrical. I am having a real problem with the pipes because the pipes are way too low, and you know, I'm working on that. But holy cow, Batman, we've got solid walls now, so now we can build on them. But yeah, it's looking good. It is looking good. Can't wait. One of my inspectors here come to see what I'm doing. Maybe I'm just gonna go over here and see if I can put some mud on the wall. Alright, first one done. Just gotta clean it up. It's a day later. Looks not too bad. I've got some lip. No, I don't. There? No. Got a few of them that have recessed that I've reapplied. That's okay. It's practice. You might, yeah, that one I'll have to do. I can also, you can paint over these. If you get them pretty roughed in, you can paint over them and then reapply it between your first and second coat of paint. Finish. I think I've reapplied it right there. But yeah, it's one day later. Looking forward to this. This will be the first finished wall. The shop isn't finished, but The finished wall means I can put stuff in front of it. Rearrange it and then work on another wall. So finish this wall, more than likely I'll go ahead and move everything over to here, or back over to here, finish that wall, etc., etc. What I'm doing is filling in the drain holes here. We don't need water drainage inside the shop or here. So that's what I'm doing. Alright, see how far we can go with this. Guys, I'm just mixing in the bucket at this point. I honestly think it's probably a scoop short of the consistency that it normally is. I just want to see what we got. Alright, this is what I got. It's not perfect, but all it needs to do is fill the hole and give me a relatively flat and smooth. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's quick. It's supposed to be rapid set, and it bonds with the concrete. Based on the fact I'm putting the floor in here, and I've got grout stuff and all that all over the place. don't really care. It'll do what it needs to do. That's the point. Got a broken overhang right down there. There. Wow. Well balanced. Look at that. Hey, baby. Wow, that was cool, huh? That was worth it all. Good morning, everybody. Today's task is to set up dig out for a form so I can pour some concrete right in here so I can put my last wall on this back half extension. This one will, I think we're gonna have a door here. Did you see the bird? I think we're gonna have a door here. We do have families here of an avian variety. So we are going to see birds flying through and stuff as they feed their babies, which are right up in that corner. I'll just introduce you to. I don't know where he went, but that was the male who just jumped in here, just flew by. You can kind of see one peeking up in there. Real quiet because of me. Oh, there he is. You see him up there? Yeah. It's a wren, I believe. Anyhow, I'm going to back off because that's what he's doing. He wants to get to his babies. They have a clutch of 3, I think. That's the best I can do with. They're kind of in the dark. They do come back a lot. And I'm talking about, there's been at least one clutch this year so far. This is the second one. The last time all 5 of them, the parents and 3 of them, was when I started rebuilding the outside walls in the workshop, and they just came flying on through, checking out everything. I thought that was really cool. You can see them moving up there. I'll see if I can zoom in when I do the video. They're waiting for food. I know he's there. That's a woodpecker, by the way, on my gutter. All right, I'm gonna leave them alone. If you hear them squeaking, that's because somebody's visiting with food. So basically what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna build a form to link the width of the cinder blocks. All right, while I'm at it, I got part of my form in. It's gonna be level, obviously. It's already set level over there, but it's a short board. Yeah. I'll screw in the other board to it and possibly just screw the possibly just screw this to here just to hold that side in. Yeah, I know I got electrical wire there. I'll probably just put the screw on the wall and lift it before I do anything. I don't like having anything in the way. If you haven't noticed, it's probably changed a little bit since you last saw it. I started repacking stuff. You do know that. My birds are coming back in the feed. I hate this stuff. I'll be pulling that out today. I'm over it. That's an old rat trail. We used to have insulation and everything. When we opened up, when we started pulling insulation out of this house, and I mean on the underside there, the house started to breathe. I think you might have seen a bird fly under there. Yeah. Yeah, he's up there. Here he comes. Anyhow, see? It's got food. It's not sure about me. Backing off. Anyhow, we had insulation under this house. As soon as we started pulling the insulation out from under the house, it started to breathe. He made it. Hey, both of them, the pairs there now. Pulling on one of my trim boards right there. That's pretty funny. How cute. All right, I'm gonna come back to this. Some privacy here. So anyhow, they made this house breathe a bit, which actually was quite nice. We were having problems with allergens and stuff, and instead of increasing allergens, it actually reduced the amount in there, which was really odd. So as we move forward, the only place that has insulation now is all these ones with the boards on them. And I'm sure they have rat communities, or they had rat communities. I don't hear any activity anymore. But one of the reasons why I'm moving this is to decrease the amount of intrusion, potential intrusion, because I'll also be covering those guys right there, those gaps. Back to rats. Everything comes back to rats. I really hate rats. I'm not afraid of them. I spent some time in another country where we rented a townhome, and the two things that they had was if you came back at night, and I was young then, so I'd go out and hit the bars and come home at night, and they'd turn the lights on, and the whole floor was crawling. It was a white tile floor, and it would be crawling with palmetto bugs. That freaked me out. Takes me a minute before I start firing on all cylinders. All right. thing I have to worry about is right there. The transition. There we go. There is. Oh, and look, it's not just one thing here. There we go. It's wet. It's filled. What you do is let it flash off, or whatever you call it. And then we're on the bigger and better things. And so there it is. The birds are gone. The concrete's dry. The extension is starting to take shape. I'm feeling a little bit better, and I'm looking forward to finishing up this wall, which is now not going to be a door, but going to be a wall. Just a wall, and we're going to keep our original door. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you like the Wrens. I hope you like the fritillaries, the supervisors, both of them, and everything I'm doing here. Again, this is Dave from Saving Our Sanctuary, and if you like, please like, share, comment, subscribe. So I'll tell you what, I'm getting close to the end, and I'm really enjoying this part of it. So join me next week when we actually start finishing up the solar part of this. We put the wall on, we put the outside door on, and we start to pay attention to the front of the shop. I am out.